Hello. Oh, that was a bit weak, wasn't it? Let's clear the old throat. Hello, it's Ashley here from Paper&Twine. It is a very miserable Saturday afternoon. It's about 20 to 3. I've come on to open the coffee shop for you. Now, there's quite a few new subscribers. I am so excited. I'm really, really excited. I've just had a quick look on YouTube and I'm at 275 subscribers. I never, ever, ever thought that I'd even get to 50. So I'm absolutely astounded that people want to watch my drivel. So thank you very much. I wish I had got some gin actually. What I have got is a cup of one of those sachets. Let me show you. I bought these from B&M the other day. You get 8 in a box for £1.59. And yeah, so I've had to have a little word with Barry. He hasn't coped with the lunchtime rush today. We had quite a simple lunch today. We had a red wine risotto, which if you're interested, the recipe is in one of the River Cafe cookbooks. Used to be a favourite of ours, again for vegetarians. And it is a very pretty colour. But no, I caught him drinking the wine instead of putting the wine in the risotto. And we've got his girlfriend in today as well, the lovely Beryl. So Barry has not so much been working as shirking again. I've had to have a word with him. Yeah. So give him your orders. He needs something to do. He needs keeping busy to keep his mind off Beryl. I might send her home actually. Let me know what you think. Because conducting a romance in a workplace, I think is not on, is it? It's not on at all. What can I tell you? Yesterday, I put up a video about playing with some powders. After I turned the camera off, I had a disaster. I was just mopping up some ink or moisture off my craft mat, and I'd got a bottle of one of those dilutions on the edge of my desk, and the lid wasn't on, and I knocked it off, and it went everywhere. So I had to get the hoover out, which I wasn't very pleased with. I don't like hoovering at the best of times. So yes, what was a full bottle of, I think it was rust. No, it was terracotta, because that was a colour I hadn't tried. What was a full bottle of terracotta is now probably a third of a bottle of terracotta. I thought I'd better hoover it up before Blue gets it on her paws and treads it through the house. So that was a bit of a disaster. I've looked at the backgrounds today and they look quite nice, so I shall have a play with those perhaps on Monday. But what have I been doing? Over the last couple of days I've made a couple of samples for one of my lovely subscribers who has commissioned me to make a birthday card for her grandson's first birthday in April. And I sent her a couple of options, and this is the one that she chose. Very different for me. Using papers and stickers and things instead of stamps. I have stamped "You Are" there, and the one is a wooden embellishment that I've coated in like this iridescent psychedelic blue embossing powder. I've just got to find somewhere to put grandson, I think there, so it might say grandson "You Are one," or I might put it down there. I'm not sure yet. I shall have a little play, and it's just got little boy cut out there, so that's a bit different for me. And yes, she liked it, so that's always a bonus, isn't it? I've had an idea for something I wanted to make. I've had it mulling around in my head for a few days now, and I made a prototype which isn't very good. It has got its faults. But the idea was that I wanted to make kind of like my own book box card that I could put something in the pouch. So I went ahead and I made this. So there's nothing on the front because I haven't decided what I'm going to put on the front. But I found some paper in my huge stash, and I've gone ahead and decorated the inside. Just matted and layered, and made the little box which that was fun games, I tell you, because I knew what I wanted to achieve, but I didn't quite know how to achieve it. And then I've just covered the back. But I haven't made the spine quite wide enough, so it doesn't close very well. But I shall finish it off and I shall put something inside, and I'm going to give this, she doesn't watch my channel, but my son's girlfriend's mum lives in the same town as us, and I haven't seen her since I started my chemo and we were out of lockdown. It was after the first lockdown, before we went into the second lockdown, I think. She came and sat in the garden and we had a glass of wine in the garden, which was nice. But I haven't seen her since then. She's a lovely lady. She's Scottish and she's got the most adorable accent. So I'm enjoying watching all these Scottish crafters that are on YouTube, like obviously the Scottish Crafter and Jenny Ginger Ninja. And there's a few others as well that I really enjoy. I love the accent. So I shall put something in there for her and put something nice. But I thought you might be interested in how I went about doing it. So I measured what I wanted to put in the pouch and took my inspiration from there, if you like. So what I've got is a card that is 6 inches by 4 1/4, and then the spine is 1 1/8 of an inch. So I added all of those measurements together and I scored at 4 1/4, turned my card round, scored at 4 1/4 again, so you don't have to worry about any fiddly measurements for your spine. So that gives me like my folder base. You could leave the back blank if you wanted to, but I just thought, because I like everything black, you know, I like a little hint of black. I thought just to have all that solid black was a bit much, which is why I went ahead and covered the back. And obviously you've got the front, then you've got the inside. And then you need to make your pouch. And I went ahead, let me just find my measurements. I went ahead and I cut a piece that was 6 1/4. Sorry, no, it wasn't. It was 8 1/8 of an inch by 5 inches. I think that's right. Oh, I'm getting confused now. Yeah. Anyway, you score it at 1 inch and 2 inches on 3 of the sides, and you end up with something like that. I don't know whether the camera's picking up the score lines for you. And then I thought, what do I need to do now? I knew I needed to cut some bits away, but I wasn't quite sure which bits. So I got some copy paper and I did the same thing. And I finally figured it out. And when you've cut your bits away, you end up with something like that, and you fold all your bits in and make your little tab and fold that over and glue it, so you end up with a little box. If you want to decorate it, I suggest you decorate it before you glue it together. It's just a little bit easier. So what I ended up with, this is going to somebody as part of a challenge. I've ended up with this. And I've used paper from my extensive paper collection because I want to get rid of it. I am going to have a de-stash. But I do quite like this Enchanted Dreams from Hunky Dory. The only thing I don't like about it is it's that smooth magazine type paper that's glossy. I do prefer paper that's got a rough texture to it. But the patterns in this are absolutely adorable. The patterns and the colours. Some of them are double-sided. But if you're into your scrapbooking or journaling, you've got stuff like that going on. You've got cutaways. This is an A4 book. Yeah, so beautiful, beautiful. I mean, look at the colours in that with that peacock. Really lovely. You can see why people fall in love with Hunky Dory, because their images are really, really beautiful. I'm not a fan of the cutesy because I'm not really a cutesy person. Let's just have a sip of this. I hope Barry's behaving himself. If you're a new subscriber and you don't know about Barry, he's a little bit flirtatious. Now, some ladies like that, some of the gentlemen like that, but not everybody does. So if he bothers you, just comment down below and let me know and I'll have a word with him, okay? Yes, so what I ended up with was this. I used 2 pieces of the A4 cut at various points to cover my book, and I've used about a sheet and a half of A4 cardstock. You could probably get it out of slightly less if you changed your measurements, but I didn't want fiddly bits when I was making the pouch bit. I wanted it to be easy, so that's why I went with 1 inch. I could probably have got away with a little bit small. So that's the front with Make-A-Wish. So all I've done is I've used a circle punch to find another bit of paper that had got flowers on that kind of matched the colours, and laid it upon 2 layers of the black cardstock for a bit of dimension, and then a smaller circle punch, again 2 layers stuck together with a white rub on that I've cut apart to say Make-A-Wish, because you make a wish when it's your birthday, don't you? And there's the back, and there's the spine. And then if we open it up, you'll see what's inside. Inside, I've got a space to write my message. I've decorated the spine. And then I've got one of those chocolate pouches and a skinny whip bar or skinny crunch bar. And there's no point, if I take those out, there's no point putting fancy paper here. Use stuff that coordinates, but don't use anything that's really highly patterned because you're not going to see it. And then I've just used a portion of the image on the front pocket, and I've matte and layered the spines. There. So all I need to do is write inside. I might bling it up a bit with a couple of jewels maybe, add a little bit of glitter. I might spray the whole thing with some Lindy's Magicals or something. Yeah, but it doesn't need a lot else because the colours and the picture is so beautiful. You just need that to sing by itself, really. So then all I need to do is make an envelope box for it to go in. If you wanted to, you could add a magnet to close it or some Velcro. I don't like using the Velcro because I don't know whether it's the Velcro that I've bought, but I find I tear the paper. Or before you put your layers of mount down, you could glue some ribbon behind to do a ribbon closure. I've done that kind of thing before, but I just thought for a first effort that was all right, really. What else can I tell you? Blue's just come and sat on the windowsill. There aren't any birds on the tree, so she's not barking, which is quite good, but she's seen something. We had actually there was a cat walked past the car one day last week, and she was sat on the windowsill having a look out. You should have heard her hissing. This poor cat hadn't got a clue that Blue was looking at it as it walked past the car. It's not a cat I've seen before, and it, it was swaggering along like this, and Blue was like. And her tail was going like this. She was really aggressive. She's looking at me. She's saying, "What are you talking about?" Oh, she's doing that thing where they go like that with her eyes, which means they love you. That's quite nice, isn't it? Bless her. She'll be settling down for a nap in a minute. So what plans have you all got this afternoon? I don't know what I'm going to do. I might do a bit of knitting, because one of the things I want to add to my channel, and I think I might do one a month, is a woolly pod. Because I do follow a lot of knitters, and they do vloggy pods and all kinds of things, and they tend to be really long. They're about, some of them, one of them I follow is 2 hours, and you have to be really invested to watch all of that, don't you? So, but there's one woman I really like who's called Stitched by Mrs. D, and she's a lovely lady. I'm not quite sure what part of the country she lives in, but she's become really popular. Her channel's grown really quickly, and she does sewing as well. but her knitting is absolutely divine, and she's got a really cute house. And she did Vlogmas, and she had a tea advent calendar. No, tell her lie, it wasn't tea, it was jam, little pots of jam. And she opened the jam every day and spread it on toast for her breakfast, and that was really cute to look at. And she had lots of yarn advents as well. And it is getting to the time of year, if you're into that kind of thing, where, hold on, she's coming, where these people that make these yarn advents are starting to put them together, because a lot of the yarn's hand dyed, and I'm on a waiting list for one, so I'm really excited about that. It is pricey, so I've had to raid the piggy bank, but I shall get 24 if I get it in time. I shall get 24 mini skeins of yarn, a full skein of yarn, and a beautiful handmade project bag. That's something I've never really invested in before. Most of my knitting is in plastic bags, which isn't really very good for it or very pretty. So I shall have a really nice project bag, and you get other little bits and pieces as well. So that's quite exciting. I've had an ups moment. I was watching Anne Melvin, Positively Papercraft, and I know Diane from Diane Cross, dabbling in craft, follows her as well. And we both watched the same video, and I was scrolling down the comments and seeing that Diane had made a comment, and I said something like, fancy seeing you here, naughty, naughty, what you buying? So I've ordered some metallic watercolours, a little tin like that. I think there's 5 or maybe 6 different watercolour. They're all golds and bronzes and coppers and silvers and things, so that should be quite nice. And I might just have bought some paper as well. So that's why I need to have a de-stash and get rid of what I'm definitely not going to use. So those of you that are crafters, let me know the best way of doing it. Should I do a video about it? Should I sell it on eBay? I need to do some research to see how much to charge for these things. I mean, most of them haven't been used. I mean, I've got probably 30 of the hunky dory little books, and they're like 10 quid each. So add that up, that's a lot of money, isn't it? I was buying all this stuff when I was working. I'd got disposable income, but yeah, it'd be nice to get a bit of money back, and then I can invest it in new stuff, can't I? So yeah. Mr. Paper&Twine and I were watching Death in Paradise last night. I don't know whether any of you watched that, but the premise was that it's a 2-parter. We've only seen the first part. But the premise was that the parents were quite pushy parents and were forcing their kid down a particular route. And I don't know what you were like with your kids if you've got kids, but we never forced our kids to do anything really. And there were times when I did feel a bit guilty. You know, should I be encouraging the children to do this? Should they join the brownies? Should they be in the scouts? You know, should they go to dance class? As I am a musician, I did try and encourage them to learn a musical instrument, and they all had lessons at one point. So Molly learnt the flute for a bit, and Harry learnt the guitar. Ella had keyboard lessons, and she's got a little keyboard in her bedroom. We've got a keyboard in the living room, like an electric piano. But they didn't really keep it up, and I didn't force them, because there's no point, is there, if they're not enjoying it. Harry does occasionally still play his guitar, so that's quite nice. But no, we've just let them do what they want to do really, and find their own interests. And yeah, so we had a little conversation about that, and yeah. I don't know what else I can drivel on about today really. I think I'm probably going to leave it there, because you've had enough of me. I'm sounding very brummy today. Yes, so I'm going to perhaps have a little knit and a little look at some of your wonderful videos. I'm subscribed to that many people. I'm going to go and weed through, I think. Anybody that's got more than 100,000 subscribers, they don't need my support. I'm going to delete them. But all of you lovely people who are at about the same mark as me, I shall keep you, because I like you. So yeah, if you like me and you like my drivel, do like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Might be time to do a giveaway. Let me know what you think. Take care, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. Bye now.